Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Timeout with SportsAdda. Good morning, Arun, and welcome to Super Sunday of the Indian T20 League.
Yeah, good morning, Akhil. Well, good morning. Yeah, perhaps not the best morning, but yeah, looking forward to another Sunday.
Another Sunday, a round of cricket, and what a game we had last night, huh? You picked Chennai, and it must be a little,
Yeah,
but it's not bad to be on top of the top half of the points table and lose a match like that. It's not so bad.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad game. I mean, it was a good game. I think small moments. Chennai missed those small moments. We keep talking about those 1%, the small things. That catch that Faf dropped of Pollard, man, is that hurting?
Yeah, it's a big moment, and usually Faf du Plessis is one of the most reliable fielders that you can have on the field. Uh,
Yeah.
that really cost them, huh? But I mean, we called Jadeja Superman, and we spoke about what he couldn't do on the field. I think
Hmm.
Pollard did exactly what Jadeja did a few matches ago. He on to bowl when they needed wickets, changed the match by those two wickets. He still didn't bowl his full quota, and then what a knock.
Who would have actually expected, who would have seen that Pollard would have bowled and picked up two big wickets? I mean, I not in their wildest dreams would somebody have predicted this. So Chennai got 218 riding on the back of what I thought was one of Ambati Raidu's best innings. Like it was all aggression.
Yeah.
Moeen Ali batted well as well, and Faf du Plessis contributed a half century. Then Mumbai were in a spot of bother. Akhil. They were just looking at the scorecard, 81 for three when Quinton de Kock was dismissed,
Hmm.
and from there to chase it down in of the last ball, phenomenal. And like you said, Pollard was magnificent, absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, yesterday Chennai had everything going for them. I mean, they like batting first and then like waiting for the opposition to make mistakes. They got that. They took Bumrah for a lot of runs yesterday, which was like a very rare thing. So that was something which was that they had everything going for them, and they still couldn't convert them into a win. That
Yeah,
should be
I
the
mean,
only point I think they'll be worried.
I mean, we wouldn't be. I mean, knowing MS won't be worried about this loss. I think, like I said, these there are games that you win and there are games that you lose. This was one of those games that we should have won. I mean, Chennai should have won. Like I said, that catch cost us. A few other moments you can look back and say we could have controlled it better. But yeah, it's okay. I'm just quickly reading out a few highlights from the game, Akhil. I mean,
Sure.
so much happened. Um, Ambati Raidu's fastest 50 in the league came of
Hmm.
20 balls. First time ever that three Chennai batsmen scored 50s in an Indian T20 league match. So first time ever. And I think it's the it's only happened six times, 6 or 7 times, four of them against Mumbai. So that's not a thing that Mumbai will be too proud of. Bumrah conceding 56 runs, his most expensive figures in all T20 cricket, not just the Indian T20 league, all T20 cricket. Chennai's highest total against Mumbai, and the first ever instance of two century partnerships in an innings. I mean, this match had it all. I mean, really. I mean, this was one of those top notch T20 matches you will ever see.
Yeah, and it shows how a little pitch which has a little bit of pace in it, which has a little bit of decent bounce in it. It
Hmm.
provides entertainment for us also, right? It's not like we enjoy sixes being hit off every ball, but
Hmm.
yesterday what Raidu or even Moeen Ali or
Hmm.
Pollard, Hardik, the kind of
Hmm.
hits that they did, it shows when the pitch is a little helpful for the batsman. It
Hmm.
makes for good cricket. If only now yesterday we had a little more pace, it would have been nice for the bowlers also, I guess.
You're basically hinting at we don't want pitches like Chennai, right? I get you, but yeah, I mean the pitch at Delhi was really good. It was a match I should have been working on, but unfortunately I'm out of there. But good contest. What happened to Raidu there? I mean, I've never seen him in this kind of hitting form ever.
Yeah, I mean, he came in at a position which is very different to him. He came in after Raina, after Moeen Ali. So usually bats at three. That is where he's made his name in the T20 game. But he came in at a later position, and he managed to really, like, he was standing and delivering hits off Bumrah, of the other of good bowlers.
Hmm.
We were surprised yesterday. I was surprised yesterday they didn't play Nathan Coulter-Nine. We spoke about it in the morning that they might just replenish the pace attack, but Dhawal
Hmm.
Kulkarni, on a small track where the boundaries are not too large. I
Hmm.
don't know. They might have missed a trick there, but
Hmm.
Coulter-Nine would have been much better. But yeah, Raidu was imperious yesterday. He showed
Hmm.
his class. He's been a classy batsman, and he showed his class.
Yeah, I mean, happy for him. Uh, Again, I don't know. I mean, I still consider him an angry young man. Maybe there must have been somebody must have said something or somebody must have rubbed him red. He, he's got temperament issues, right? Raidu's got temperament issues, but if it works out for the better of the team and for the individual, there's absolutely no wrong in having temperament issues.
Yeah, spot on. Absolutely spot on. Why not? Whatever helps the team, just go for it. Before we move on to the two big games for today, Arun, one small thing that happened in the game yesterday, and which was very heartening for me as a cricket fan, is Hardik Pandya came in, had a small role, just two important hits at a time when they needed those.
Yeah.
His confidence must be a little better now. Yesterday, he's not bowling too much, so he's not contributing that way to the team. So just those two hits coming at the right time must be a huge confidence boost for him.
Absolutely. 16 of 7 balls, just the two sixes. Uh, we've seen. Look, I've always believed that Hardik is a match winner, right? He can change the game quickly. And those, given how close the game was, it was decided with the last ball. Those two sixes, you cannot really tell how invaluable it is. And
Yeah,
it's probably the start of a season now.
his start of the season. You're right. And interestingly, also yesterday the commentators were also speaking about it. Both the Pandya brothers did not bowl yesterday,
Hmm.
and that was an interesting part to have two all rounders who are not bowling. And
Hmm.
both of them will be really happy they contributed with hitting the right sixes at the right time.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Mumbai getting their jigsaw puzzles in place, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, we've always maintained it on our podcast that Mumbai is several notches above the rest of the pack. Uh, the season started, Akhil. Teams will
Absolutely.
now take note and say, okay, Mumbai have arrived.
Absolutely great. And one more person who's arrived, that to take your thoughts on, is one of your favorites. Kane Williamson has taken over as the captain for the Hyderabad team, which is going to play today. And what thoughts about that?
It's a bit of a I don't know what's happening. I mean, as outsiders, we can only speculate what could be the atmosphere, what could be the reasons behind the decisions that the Hyderabad management have taken. But
Hmm.
it's a bit of a strange one for me. Warner's your, like, if you asked anybody to sit down and name your Hyderabad 11, chances are 9 out of 10 will have Warner as number one on the list, right? And now, A, they've sacked him as captain or replaced him as captain. But B, I'm just reading the literature they've said. The team management has also made the decision that they will be changing their overseas combination for tomorrow's match against Rajasthan. The decision has not come lightly as the management respects the enormous impact David Warner has had for the franchise for over a number of years. As we face the remainder of the season, we are sure David will continue to help us strive for success both on and off the field. Now, it's
Hmm.
a bit of a strange. If you read that, are they saying David Warner will be sacked today? Will he be left warming the benches? I don't know. I mean, look, both of these are champion cricketers, Kane Williamson and David Warner. Just looking at their captaincy record, David Warner is just about 51% as his win ratio. Kane Williamson, smaller number of matches, lesser number of matches, 54% win ratio. So champion cricketers. Uh, Warner's obviously led you to your only title, and he led
Hmm.
you to playoffs, I think, barring one season, every other season. So it's a bit of a strange one, but look, I understand there are many other factors. There could be many factors involved. The pandemic, the stress of the pandemic, not getting the results you want, missing players, and there could be a, I don't know, there was this use of the word team management a couple of matches ago. So I'm not reading anything to it, but it just could be a misunderstanding between two individuals. It could be all factors put together, and one has probably said, "Okay, I'm taking a back seat," or somebody said, "Warner, you take a back seat, and we'll review this."
Hmm. Interestingly, Hyderabad do have options in place as overseas players. They have 7 to 8 players who they can get in as a overseas combination. Like we know that Rashid Khan and Williamson will be certainties.
Hmm,
They're going to be the cornerstone. I think Bairstow finds his spot again because he's been contributing
hmm.
with his rapid runs. Uh, it will be very unfair to just drop David Warner because he's not been able to bat aggressively the way that they've been used to. But Jason Roy is a like-to-like opener. He's an aggressive opener, right-handed, and him and Bairstow have also opened a lot for England together. Would you be comfortable though playing Jason Roy? We know he's not so great starting against spin.
Uh, well, you've got to give him a go. I think he's certainly an option, and he's the option they're looking at.
Hmm.
I'm just looking at Sunrise, the Hyderabad's top run getters this season, Akhil. It's Johnny
Hmm.
Bairstow, 218 runs, followed by David Warner, 193. Uh, so David Warner is not like he's not scoring runs. He's scoring runs. He's not scoring it the way he was. So
Hmm.
if runs is the problem, I think the team management have got it wrong. If the strike rate is the problem, I think they've still got it wrong because they could still say, Warner, you've got 2-3 hits, go play the way the Warner of old plays. If that doesn't come off, then Jason Roy for me. But I don't know. I think they could be looking at Jason Roy this evening for the game this evening solely because I think Hyderabad management are kind of panicking. Uh, I
Hmm.
think they need to start winning. They're feeling the pressure. Uh, that's, I think, also contributed to this decision.
Okay, we've spoken a lot about Hyderabad, but the team that they're going to play against, Rajasthan, it's not
Hmm,
like they are really thriving in the league as well. They also are having their own problems.
hmm.
Batting just not been able to click through.
No, I mean, where are the runs? They have problems, Akhil. Absolutely, they have problems. Like they have problems getting wickets. They have problem with their batsmen scoring runs, and no, that's reflected in the fact that they're at number 7 in the table, right? 2 wins out of 6. I've just looked at the 6 matches they've played this season, and what's the top score in each of those matches, right? We remember the Samson 100 at the top. We
Hmm.
remember a David Miller 62. But look
Yeah.
after that, there's a 49 by Butler, there's a 46 by Shivam Dubey, there's a 42 not out, which resulted in a win from Sanju Samson. Where are the half centuries? Where are the set batsmen carrying on to make the big scores?
Hmm.
That's a problem. In a team which is starved of international talent, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Which doesn't have too much meat in the middle order, where are the half centuries? Where are those top 3 batsmen making 60s, 70s, 80s? That's
Yeah,
a problem for me.
this was a great opportunity for the Indian batsman like Shivam Dubey. I mean, how many Indian batsmen get a chance to bat number 4 regularly for a T20 league? It's only
Hmm,
Surya and Shivam Dubey who are regularly getting that chance to bat at that position. Very, very important position. And
hmm,
plus somebody like a Riyan Parag who's got I think all the games so far. He's not been able to grasp that opportunity.
hmm,
They must be ruining their chances. Manan Vora, who got off to starts in like most of the games, and then he threw
hmm.
it away with not threw it away, but he went to adventurous. So the Indian batsmen should be also kicking themselves. It's not like you get so many opportunities. We know there are Indian batsmen who are sitting out and who are starved of playing games right now. So
Yeah.
it's a little cruel on them. And this is a good stat where you said that none of the batsmen are converting half centuries.
Yeah, where are they? And to add to all this, you've also got to question their selection now. I was reading that they've signed in, who is that? A South African all rounder. Like, you
Yeah.
need a batsman, right? You need a specialist batsman. They've signed in an all rounder for as a replacement for Liam Livingston. So I'm kind of confused as to what Rajasthan are actually attempting. They've got problems galore, selection. They've got The players need to just put their hand up and say, I'm going to do this today.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel too good about Rajasthan.
All right, fantastic. There's the second game today, which is where one team is actually playing really well. Delhi is playing really well, and the second is hot and cold. You
Hmm.
can't predict what Punjab are going to do, right? They just turn up on one day, get dismissed for 110, 120, and the next day they score 180 against one of the best attacks.
Yeah, yeah. So Delhi v Punjab. Is this the first reverse fixture, Akhil? If I remember correctly, these two teams have met once, right? If
Hmm.
I recall correctly, I think they may have met once earlier this season.
Right.
Just looking at, I think on that occasion, Delhi won by 6 wickets.
Hmm.
This was a 195 for four. Punjab playing Delhi, who scored 198 for four and chased down in 18.2 overs. Uh, Shikhar Dhawan scored that 92, and yeah,
Yeah.
uh, Punjab are 1-0, Delhi are 1-0 rather. Uh, I don't know. I mean, this game promises plenty of runs. You look at the top run getters this season. There's Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, KL Rahul. There's plenty of them. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what's happening with with Punjab. They've got the team.
Hmm.
Uh, they have problems though. Nicholas Puran, who we've all appreciated, cannot seem to buy a run for some reason. I mean, how
Hmm.
unfortunate is that? So that's an area that they need to worry about. Uh, I don't know. They keep chopping and changing their bowling attack. Arshdeep in and out. Riley Meredith in and out. Jalad Saxena came and went. Uh, I don't know. Mayank missed the last game because of an injury, and they had Prab Simran opening. Didn't do a bad job, but uh, to take on a side like Delhi, they need Mayank back.
They need a Mayank back. Definitely need a Mayank back because Delhi probably have the most rounded bowling attack in the whole competition.
Hmm.
But the fact that their openers are also firing is a
Hmm.
huge bonus, right? Because if you look at it, the only Indian openers who are aggressively going at the top and succeeding are
Hmm.
Prithvi and Shikhar. While
Correct.
Rahul has found success, he's not batting at the same ferocity that a Prithvi and Shikhar are going. Or
Hmm.
if it's a Mayank or a Virat or a Rohit, the Indian openers who are typically starting innings, they haven't
Yeah.
been able to really go at the strike rate that a Prithvi and Shikhar are going, which is really commendable.
Now, I've been reading a lot of literature, Akhil, and if you see, you know, if you compare the careers of Shikhar Dhawan and KL Rahul, they've kind of flipped, right? One's the mirror image of the other. So here was Shikhar a few years ago, you'd start run a ball and there was a lot of criticism. But now look at what he's doing. He's going slam bang, from the start. And KL was this flashy opener, he'd take on the new ball, go aggressive, go aerial. But now what he's doing is scoring at a runner ball. I understand where he's coming from, but again, there needs to be a balance between the two, and it's easy for us to sit outside and talk about balance. But I only hope and pray that KL Rahul understands that T20 there are only 20 overs, and you could do a lot more damage every single ball, which is what coaches and fans want. Now,
He's still top of the table.
yeah, yeah, he's still top of the table, yes. Uh, but I will also throw another stat at you. Uh, just, just looking through the same list that's on the screen now. KL's 331 runs at a strike rate of 136. That's a worry for me. Faf
Hmm.
du Plessis 320 runs at a strike rate of 145. Shikhar Dhawan 311 at 132. Prithvi Shaw 269 at 165 strike rate. So yeah, I mean, two different methods of scoring runs, but hopefully KL can step on the accelerator just a little more, especially if Mayank is not there tonight, right? That's when
Because
his role
Delhi.
becomes more crucial.
Got it. Absolutely agree with that. What about the Delhi lineup, though? They also seem to have options available. They still won without Ravichandran Ashwin being a part of the squad last time. And Lalit Yadav came in and did the job which nobody expected. He came and bowled
Hmm.
for like his overs very well. And
Hmm.
they have multiple options, isn't it? Avesh Khan, Lalit Yadav, Ishan Sharma, all of them have come in and they've done the job that they required.
I'm happy with Delhi's playing the Delhi's selection of Indian players. And you might be surprised that I'm saying this, but I have question marks over their overseas players, which is Steve Smith, Marcus Stoinis, Shimron Hetmeyer, and Rabada. Uh, I'm particularly concerned about Rabada's form these days. Uh, he's not the same bowler he was last year, was he?
Yeah.
Uh, he's leaking runs, isn't he?
He's leaking runs. He still hasn't found the length, is what I'm understanding from looking at it from the
Hmm,
outside.
hmm,
Last time he had found beautiful lengths in the UAE, where it was just difficult for anybody to get underneath the ball and give it a
hmm,
slam.
hmm,
This time he's still not found it. Maybe he's not had enough bowling.
hmm.
I don't know. I mean, that might sometimes happen. And again, he's always bowled the difficult overs for Delhi. So might I'm okay with Rabada being in the squad and just bowling at the crucial overs, because he's capable of getting you those big wickets. AB de Villiers, I mean, Shikhar is in his team, but a KL Rahul, a Mayank Agarwal, he's capable of just getting the best player on the opposition team out. So I will stick with Rabada even if he has like 3-4 bad games.
That's an interesting. I would have given Chris Wokes a consideration. Like, I mean, Chris Wokes didn't do too badly at the start of the season,
Amazing.
and
He
then
started off
and the,
brilliantly.
yeah, and then to leave him out, and especially when Rabada's kind of struggling for form, so that's a worry. I'm just going to quickly read through, what the overseas bowlers have done, fast bowlers have done for Delhi. Chris Wokes 3 matches, 5 wickets. Rabada 6 matches, 5 wickets. Marcus Stoinis 7 matches, 2 wickets. Stoinis hasn't done too much with the bat as well. Tom Curran 2 matches, 1 wicket. And Andrik Nokia has obviously not played so far. So Delhi need to address that issue. Uh, they have Marcus Stoinis who's under delivered the season, and they have Chris Wokes on the bench after his really impressive performances early on. So I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of divided. I'd probably leave Stoinis out for a game or two and look at Chris Wokes, maybe depending on the surfaces, obviously, but that's something I would give a look at.
All right, fantastic. Then picking time today. Then who you backing today for the games?
So who do we have? The first game would be
Hyderabad
Rajasthan
and
against Hyderabad.
Rajasthan.
I want Hyderabad to win for David Warner and Kane Williamson's sake. Come on, Hyderabad. Too good. Too many. Kane Williamson's too good a blow. Come on, Hyderabad.
And Delhi versus Punjab. Then
I'm going Delhi for a change. I'm going Delhi for a change.
okay, Hyderabad and Delhi for me as well. I think Hyderabad with Rashid and Williamson, I think they'll just rise up today. I think they'll just make sure that the situation around them is controlled, and they'll get their performances up. So Hyderabad for me, and Delhi obviously stronger team. So
The better team.
fantastic, better team on paper for sure. Okay, fantastic. Thanks so much for your time. Great talking to you as well, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Back again tomorrow.